Every year, we Jews take a journey from Passover to Shavuot. The distance between these two holidays is 7 weeks of 7 days. So who's taken multiplication yet? Riley, have you? I'm just trying to get everyone's attention. 7 weeks of 7 days is how many days? Anyone do 7 times 7 yet, or not quite? Matthew, 49 days, 7 weeks. In fact, the festival Shavuot, that's what it means. It means weeks, because it's 7 weeks. This time in our year, every year, is called the Omer period. So that is named for the grains. This journey that we take of 7 weeks, it's a lot of different journeys. Originally, the journey way before Judaism was a thing, we had agriculture, and it was the journey from planting seeds to the point where we could start harvesting them and making bread and making all kinds of yummy things we make from grains. So first it started as simply as that. Then it came to represent Passover to Shavuot. What's Passover? Our enslavement in Egypt, a time when we remember a leader who made us slaves. We were considered unworthy because originally we had come from another land. We had preserved some of our customs, and for that reason, we were treated as less than. Unfortunately, a story that has never ended. We moved from this place in Egypt, from a place of enslavement, through the Red Sea into the wilderness, to Mount Sinai, which is what brings us to Shavuot. Shavuot is, besides a festival of harvest, is the festival where we remember God giving us the Torah on Mount Sinai in the wilderness, the sense that we move from enslavement to a place of wisdom, learning, growth, education, everything that Torah means to us in our lives. So it's not just a physical journey, but it's a journey every year of the head, of the heart, of the spirit. And this yearly journey also represents our own personal journeys, because multiple times in the course of our lives, we all in some way move from a place, a situation, a mindset, something that boxes us in, that keeps us somehow locked up, and we hopefully break from that to a place of enlightenment, a place of growth and of learning on every level. So in recent years, this is of course ancient. We have the agricultural journey of Passover to Shavuot. We have these are ancient holidays, but in our modern day Judaism, which of course continues always to grow and evolve and change, we have added 4 new Jewish holy days, Jewish special days that represent our modern journey as Jews. So just a few things to let you know kind of where we are Jewishly in that journey, where Jews all around the world are in that journey. So like Passover, which marks our cruel enslavement in Egypt, our modern holy day journey begins with the tragic low point in modern Jewish history, of course, the Holocaust. So this is the first of the 4 modern observances. It's marked on the 26th day of the month of Nisan. So you may recognize that the month of Nisan is the month where Passover comes, as the kids know, at the full moon, because we talk about that, right? Passover starts at the full moon in Nisan, and now we've moved along, right? Passover was a couple weeks ago, and we had Holocaust Memorial Day on the 26th of Nisan. So, as I said earlier, Yom HaShoah, Shoah is a word from the Bible that means kind of destroyed to a place of like ashes, and that is the word chosen to represent the modern day Holocaust. It is, as I said, fully Yom HaShoah Ugivura, the day of the Shoah, of the Holocaust, and Givura, and of power and strength. Anybody who fought and resisted the Nazis and just murderous anti-Semitism in Europe. So how did this date get chosen? This is interesting. 26th day of Nisan was chosen in Israel because it is exactly halfway between the date when the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising happened. I think a lot of you have probably heard of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. It was one of the major Jewish revolts during Nazi Germany. Unfortunately, it proved unsuccessful, but it was a large number of Jews together who took up arms and fought against the Nazis. So it's a halfway point between that uprising and Israel Independence Day. And Yom HaShoah was chosen to be the midpoint between those 2 days. So we move from this painful day of remembrance of the Holocaust to another day of memory, which comes on the 4th day of next month, which I think hasn't quite, I forget exactly, we're about the 1st of ER. I can't remember exactly what Jewish day this is, but about the 1st of ER. So the 4th day of ER is Yom HaZikaron. That means Memorial Day. It's a day to remember all of Israel's fallen soldiers and those who died in acts of terror in Israel. Over 24,000 young men and women have died in service to their country, meaning Israel, in service to the hope of the Jewish people of a free and safe place for us to live. So sadness overnight turns to celebration because on the 5th day of ER is Yom HaAtzmaut. It is Israel Independence Day. At 4:00 p.m. on May 14th, the 5th day of ER, in the year 5708, David Ben-Gurion, seated in the old Tel Aviv Art Museum, rapped his gavel and declared, "By virtue of the natural and historic right of the Jewish people, we hereby proclaim the establishment of the Jewish state in Palestine to be called Medinat Yisrael, the state of Israel." And the final one of the modern Jewish holidays during this Omer period is Yom Yerushalayim, which comes a couple weeks after Yom HaAtzmaut. It's Jerusalem Day. Yerushalayim is Jerusalem because right after the Six-Day War in 1967, Jerusalem was reunited and Jews once again could enter the old city of Jerusalem. They could go to the Western Wall. They had freedom to be and pray in and visit and live in all of Jerusalem. So what a roller coaster. Our people's modern holy days, reflecting how the Jewish people continues to find our way in the world. We move from marking the Holocaust to remembering the fallen soldiers who died to make the dream of a free Jewish state a reality, to the celebration of Israel becoming a modern country in 1948, and then to Jerusalem, where we had full freedom to worship and live in Jerusalem. Of course, anti-Semitism didn't end when Israel became a modern country, and the state struggles in so many ways, not only from outside forces, but from very different worldviews fighting and competing within Israel itself. But 75 years later, it represents a hope that the Jewish people did not have to spend eternity as a victimized minority in the world. We have strength and power. A journey is just that. It's a journey. We never quite arrive at the destination, but we hope and pray that our journey is forward, that it's toward positivity, that it's toward the light, toward hope and peace, toward a society and a world that is more respectful and kind. During this Jewish season of journey, may each of us do what we are able to move our community, our society, and our world to a better place.